for some reason, when I share my music and I perform and people always ask me, where are you from? And I tell them, I'm from Richmond, California, the Bay Area. And they usually say, well, you don't sound like you're from the Bay Area. So it's like,
What are y'all
it's a
supposed to
certain
sound
sound
like?
like that.
What are you supposed to sound like
I
from the
don't know.
Bay?
It's just, a lot of just rap, I guess, or whatever. They be like, the way you are, you just don't seem like you're from the Bay Area. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm from, Richmond, California, right in the heart of the Bay Area. But as far as like the other places, like Atlanta, the East Coast, New York, wherever, Indianapolis, it's kind of similar to the Bay Area as far as like the sceneries and stuff. They have the same. It's pretty much the same everywhere. It's just like maybe a different sound in different places.
This
But
is this is probably what, like maybe your third or fourth, probably even more than that, time visiting Indianapolis.
oh
Um,
yeah,
like, what's your connection outside of see it to Indianapolis? Do you work with a lot of the local artists here?
yeah, exactly. This new single, TCB, I actually feature Forecast on there. They've been touring with Babyface, you know, in the recent past year or two. They're on this single, the TCB featuring Forecast. Yeah. So I've been working with all those guys, a lot of Indianapolis artists. Oh,
What do you think about the Indianapolis artists?
they're great, man. They're great. A lot of them great. 12, Damon Carl. I can go on and on, but they're all under MeCap as well. So we're family. We're the family, the MeCap family. So
Now I'm gonna
um,
ask you a question. You're from the Bay Area. Why MeCap versus somebody where you're at? Because there's a lot of independent artists there, so there have to be a lot of independent managers as well. So I'm
right.
pretty sure they try to pull you in. What made you decide to vacate your home turf to go with the other turf?
Well, first of all, my brother he had known Uncle Jams for quite some times, and they kind of put me together. So my brother had, he had a lot of relationships with a lot of different people. I can go on, and even like Matthew Knowles, Beyonce father. My brother, he know, we all know, I know all those, I know the Knowles families as well. But like I said, my brother has a lot of relationships, and he thought that Uncle Jams would be a good fit for me because he has a lot of credibility. Being a managing Babyface, and writing a lot of songs himself. So my brother just thought, let's expand a little bit. So he said, I'm gonna get you with Jams. So he introduced me to Jams. That's how I got with Jams.
You looking at somebody else prior to that for your brother to bring that up?
I had a couple of, I could have got with a couple people, but
Yeah.
I just chose to run with Jam since he can do some things for me and I can do a lot of things for myself. Just kind of venture out.
What did you have to do differently? We know how Sid is. He's
Mhm.
you know, this is how it needs to be. You know what I mean? He might turn a little bit, but he's gonna look around that corner before he tells you to go there. But he's pretty much like this. How difficult was that for you to adapt to that way of mentality that he has?
Um, I didn't really have to do too much changing, man. He's a Jams is a perfectionist. He will not put out, and I like the fact that he doesn't even like cursing on records, especially not for R&B artists.
Right.
He doesn't like curse words, so that's cool, and that's kind of where I'm at. Also, great R&B. I just heard the thing about Keith Sweat talking about R&B need to stop cursing on their albums. But yeah, I didn't have to bend or break too much for Jams. He's kind of like myself. He pushed for. I've kind of been doing that already, so it wasn't a hard transition for me to make to start working with him at all. He's a perfectionist. I kind of like, I kind of get my stuff where it needs to be, and I grade myself hard as well. So it wasn't a hard transition at all.
What do you
It was,
like better? You like performing or you like writing? Say
yeah,
both.
yeah, I was gonna say I enjoy it all, man, but really, the creating part is exciting. Getting you putting down what you think and what you're coming up with, and you're trying to see if people gonna love it. And then the most gratifying feeling is when you get out in front of those people and you see they bouncing around, they shaking and bobbing their heads,
Mhm.
and then you feel better about it. So I enjoy all parts. Like you say, don't say both, but performing is cool too as well because you finally get it to your hard work that you've done that people haven't seen. You finally get a chance to bring it out to the forefront, and you find out that they like what you put together. So that's a great feeling.